Right, yeah, this is my first attempt at a vlog. I've basically done a rundown of the entire week that I was at the XTERRA World Championships down in Molveno, Italy, from Monday when we drove down all through the week to the short track race, which was on Thursday, and then the main race, which was on Saturday. Yeah, and the idea is that I give you a little bit of an insight what happens each day. I'm actually doing this recording almost 2 weeks after the race, because at the time I was not aware of exactly what I should film at which point, and you might notice throughout the video that there's some places where a bit more vlogging would have been nice, or maybe some more training footage or whatnot. But yeah, as I said, I'm still getting into all of that. Yeah, so here's the footage from Monday, and hope you enjoyed the video. Both of my parents were racing as age groupers as well, so I could drive down with my dad. My mum came a couple of days later with the train because she still had to work. Yeah, me and my dad set off at around 5:30 in the morning from the middle of Germany. The drive was about 11 hours, roughly like 950 kilometers. As you can see, the weather was quite bad, especially going over the Brenner Pass. It did clear up a little bit and traffic was quite fine. We finally arrived in Molveno at around like 6 p.m. and it was still quite overcast, had the odd really bad downpour, but yeah, the weather drastically improved the next morning. It's not dry. Today we're gonna go swim for half an hour and have a few coffees, get a bit more settled in, and then just after lunchtime I'm gonna meet my mate Lucas. We're gonna go for a recce at the bike course, really get into the details of the downhill bits, and yeah, that's mostly the plan for today. Maybe do a bit of stretching, yeah, and then just relax. Short track races on Thursday, so that's in 2 days, and then the main race is on Saturday, which is in 4 days. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. As you can see, beautiful venue. Pretty stoked to be here. Weather's good. Yesterday was pissing it down, but this morning sun's come out. It's quite nice actually. It is enjoyable, and yeah, got to make the best of it. As it was still quite early in race week, not many people were down at the lake. It is genuinely one of the nicest lakes I've swum in, though. The water's crystal clear and you can look up the mountainside while you swim. The rocks on the beach are quite sharp though, and the water was about 19 degrees, but it got cold every day due to the rain. We met some South African guys that were also going for a dip and had a bit of a chat, and then quickly dried off and headed back home to prepare for the bike ride.
We're not going to ride immediately, we're going to meet Lucas anyways. Just want to see how the camera angle is. This is such a sweet part of the bike course.
Yeah, and I can remember, I don't know, I think it's the next time. It was so slippery, everybody had to walk.
It's Wednesday morning, 7:30. Just heading down to the lake for a swim. I'm gonna go swim about half an hour every day before the race now, because last year and the last couple of races I felt that during race week I didn't swim enough and kind of lost the feeling in the arms and the feeling for the water a bit. Yeah, and then plan for the rest of the day is to go meet up with some British guys at 10, take the gondola up a couple of times, do some downhill runs, and then this afternoon at 3 the elite race briefings open, and I also got to ride the short track course today to go check it out. It is quite of a packed day, but since we've not got anything else going on, I think it'll be manageable.
The bike course is 16k, 2 loops, so essentially it's a 10k climb up the hill and then a 6k descent from the bike park, the top of which is flow traily kind of, and it is really well built, and then it changes into kind of techie descent with rocks, sharp corners, roots and so on, and then again it's just a bit of gravel and tarmac road down into the event venue and off to the second lap. I was able to train on a flow trail at home as well. We have a bike park here and I used to do hill reps up and then in the recovery went down the flow trail, so I think that helped massively in preparation. Overall I think it's a very well-rounded bike course and I really like it. It's good fun to ride. Thursday was the day of the short track. Short track is like a 30-minute race format which is held mainly around the event venue. It's composed of a 2-lap 400-meter swim, an 8k bike over 4 laps, and then a 2.5k run of 2 laps. So it's all pretty short laps, and the idea is that it's kind of a show event, and that everything's very close together. It's invitation only. This time it was for 30 elite athletes. Usually it's 25. I was lucky enough to make it in as number 27. Yeah, and it's also live streamed on YouTube, on Facebook, the XTERRA website, and usually it's broadcast to local TV. A race replay is available on YouTube. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to watch that. The start for the men's race was in the afternoon around 3 p.m. so there was not much to do. I mostly prepared my bike in the morning and then went down to rack my bike at lunchtime, warm up a little bit, yeah, and then it was ready go time. I didn't have the best of swims. I stood way to the right at the start because I was called up as one of the last guys with number 27. And then on the first buoy I got my arm entangled in the line, which took a few seconds to get out of. I managed to exit 17th out of the water, which left me a bit behind on the bike, and I had to catch up, which is not always easy on short track because it can be quite narrow and sometimes hard to pass. It took me to about the end of the second lap to get in front into 10th position, and then I had a few guys chasing behind me, about 20 meters behind me, and I tried to catch up to the front, but I was stuck in between the two groups, kind of in no man's land.
Scott, 10! 10th position.
I left T2 as 10th, got caught up by 2 guys on the run, but I managed to secure 12th place in the end, which I'm quite happy with, and definitely set the right tone for the main race on Saturday and gave me a bit of confidence.
Jesus Christ, that was bloody hard. Got a bit of headache now.
Yeah.
Friday was arguably the worst day of the week. During the night and the early morning it rained cats and dogs. The bike course was even closed due to the severe weather conditions. And the rain also cooled down the lake significantly.
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna get demonetized.
It's not big enough for that, is it?
But
They always make me quick, mate, isn't it?
I'm
I'm always across that finish line. Well,
I
quick,
don't know.
mate.
It's proper dark in there.
Do you mind doing?
Jesus
Do
Christ.
you mind doing me up?
Yeah. Gone. Catch you guys.
I had a split moment then and I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like...
Now the big day is finally here, Saturday. We had one rest day in between the short track and the main race on Friday, which was nice because we could rest the legs a little bit. It's not something we usually have often. The short track races are either the day before or directly after the race. So that was welcome. Yeah, the elite start was at like 10:15, I think, an hour before the age group start, which was done so that the age group and elite field wouldn't overlap on the bike course, which I think both the elite and the age group profit from. So that was a good call. Well done there, XTERRA. Learned from last year. No, in all seriousness, it's, yeah. Even though on Friday it rained quite a lot, like massively, as you might have seen just then, the course was in fairly good condition. Yeah, and sun came out, so it's quite pleasant actually. I chose to put on a Gabba jersey, like a little kind of jacket for the bike, because on the long descent you do tend to get cold. A lot of other people didn't. I don't think I would have needed it, but it was not that I was too hot, so that was okay still. Yeah, so here you go with the race footage. Yeah, again, the same kind of pattern with the swim starters in the short track. I had a kind of shitty position. I was like in second row, and you might see in the drone shots that I was quite behind in the main field, which is not ideal because I think I lost the contact to like the first main group, which I think I would have usually been able to swim with. But yeah, instead I was caught fighting, which obviously wasted a lot of energy, and then after like the first buoy, spent about 60-70% of the course just swimming in front on my own, and a few guys following behind me, I think. So that was not ideal. Ended up getting like 30th out of the water. Yeah, so a bit behind. I then had to catch up on the bike. I rode a bit with some fast guys with the Enzimir when he came past me. But obviously he dropped me in the first climb, and I kind of rode the entire first climb on my own, trying to overtake some of the guys that were in front, doing quite well, I think. And then right at the top of the climb, just before the descent, Sebastian Carabin and Xavier Daflon, some quite strong bikers, caught me up, and I managed to stay with Xavier on the downhill, and then rode the entire second lap with him. Tried to do a bit of work as well, but obviously he put in way more work because he's just stronger on the bike. So that's quite nice. We came up the bike 15th and 16th, I think. Then I managed to get a bit of a gap into him on the run. It must have been like 10-15 seconds maybe, which was quite nice, and I was really happy knowing I was like up like 15th place or something. I was really pushing it. Yeah, even managed to hold 15th into the second lap, and then at the very technical climb I lost a shoe because I kind of stuck my shoe under a root and then pulled my foot out, which left me there fumbling, trying to get my foot back in the shoe. Obviously cost a lot of time, and then by then Xavier ran past me, and another Canadian guy came up from behind as well and passed me soon after. Yeah, and I tried my best to close the gap and catch him back up, but it was just not possible. There was only like 2Ks left to the finish, so I managed to secure 17th in the end with quite a bit of gap to the back. So yeah, I think it's quite good for my second World Champs. Last year I was 24th, this year 17th. So there is improvement happening, so that's good. And yeah, I think overall staying like 17th, being 17th in the world is yeah, something I'm quite happy with after my second elite season only. And yeah, gives me some hope and some motivation for what's to come next year, hopefully. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. If you have any comments, improvements, whatever, leave it down in the comments. And yeah, hopefully I'll be making another one of these very soon. So take care. Until next time.